Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. So Python is lately increasing being used for security purposes, and Oltjano will explain us how. Thank you.
Hi everyone, how are you? Nice. So today we're going to talk about Python for hackers and penetration testing. My name is Oltjano. I'm a computer geek. I study computer engineering in Albania, a small country in Europe. So the first question is, why should we use Python for hacking and penetration testing? What makes a good penetration tester is the ability to craft his own tools in real time, and that makes the difference between a good penetration tester and an excellent penetration tester. So Python offers the chance to code quick scripts, and it is multi-platform, because there are times when you do penetration testing and you have to attack from other machines like Mac OS X, Ubuntu, Windows, and Python offers to the penetration tester the ability to port the exploit very easy, because you don't need to compile the code, so you can just install Python, what version you like, and just run the script. Another thing that Python offers to penetration testers and hackers is that it is rich in modules and is easy to read. If you look some C code or Java code or other code, it's very hard to read that code, but when you look at Python, it's like you learning a very easy language. It's very human friendly, and that's why I think that Python is good for penetration testing and hacking. And the big plus that Python has is that it has an interactive shell that offers the programmers to... can I have some water, please? Because the big plus is that it is an interactive language. That means that you can test your own functions and find your errors, and then execute your scripts. Setting up your development environment. So first thing is you have to download and install Python. That's the first thing. Then you have to install third-party libraries. Some Python tools that are good for penetration are Sqlmap, STT, which is the social engineer toolkit, PDFid, which is the tool for doing PDF analysis, and Sqlmap, which is a tool that is used to manipulate packet networks. And the good thing about Sqlmap is that Sqlmap allows the user to be free, because you can craft your own package like you want, and Sqlmap doesn't interpret things. Sqlmap just decodes and let the human beings interpret it. Or you can download Backtrack or Kali Linux and everything is done, but I think that Backtrack and Kali offer you an easy way to do things, but at the long term you're gonna struggle, because when you learn things to do in an easy way and when you face problems at a later time, it will be hard for you. So I suggest to download these tools like Sqlmap, SET, PDFid, Sqlmap, and install by yourself, and you'll learn along the way. So it's all about sockets. Why is all about sockets? Because sockets make possible for two computers to connect with each other and interchange information. Sockets in Python allow communication between any kind of socket, like Unix sockets, BSD sockets. They allow you to create TCP connections, UDP connections, etc. I'm just a bit.
Doing great, man.
So, if you want to create a server and a client, and you are creative, you can basically hack. Because hacking is not about doing the most scientific work, it's about being creative. And you can create your own backdoors, you can create a program to transfer files from a client to a server, you can backdoor someone, you can build a program to screenshot the victim's computer, etc. So a server, what does a server do? The server just binds to the interface and is the one that listens for connections. And the server is basically the penetration tester or the hacker. And the client is the victim. So when you want to backdoor someone, you have to create a client, and for the client you have to create a server so you can listen to it for the incoming connection and maybe transfer some files, execute some commands to the operating system, etc. So some methods that server use are receive, send, listen, and accept connections, which is accept. What does the client do? The client just connects to the server. It needs this connect function needs a tuple with a host and a port. The host is the server. The client can receive data and send data, but the client cannot. The client is not the one that starts the connection, so it's the server. Cook backdoors in 13 lines. After you cook the backdoor, in a few lines, you have to compile the backdoor for the operating system. If it is Mac OS X, if it is Windows, if it is Linux, it doesn't matter. You can code the backdoor in just a few lines, compile it, upload on virustotal.com, test it for antivirus. If the antivirus detects it, then you have done everything wrong. So you have to use some cryptors to crypt it. And after using cryptors, you can bind it with another program and send and spread it. The best way to spread is social engineering. That's what I think, or phishing. So what's next? Sorry. Phishing. What is phishing? Phishing is making someone believe that what he is seeing is true. Like someone creates some fake website, they send it to the victim, and the victim thinks that that is true, but it is not true. So phishing is just making someone thinking that it is true what he is seeing. Social engineering. Social engineering is the art of manipulating people by using creative ideas. It started in phone lines, but now it's on computers. And
just a moment.
Okay.
Thank you.
You can use social engineering to do every kind of thing in a company. Social engineering is easier than exploiting software because the human beings are very easy to exploit, especially if they don't know anything about security. CET. What is CET? CET is the social engineer toolkit with many cool features. It has nice templates. It offers mass mail attack, and this option helps you to send a lot of emails to some employees, some banks, some financial institutions, and exploit them. And it's a very nice way to spread backdoors. So, dictionary attacks. What is a dictionary attack? Dictionary attack is an attack based on a dictionary. What is a dictionary? Dictionary is just a word list. It can be a text file or another file, but basically a text file. Word list is full of words that you have to try to find the user login credentials. Because if someone creates, for example, a password that's Apple, and that password is in your word list, then you can crack the password. What dictionary attack does, it tries to find the right password, and it tries until there are no more until there is no more any word. So dictionary attacks work because people tend to use simple passwords, and they use passwords like password 123, and what hackers do is they take these passwords, create the dictionaries, and they use dictionaries to launch attacks to users. Python makes a dictionary attack very easy because it is, as we said, it is a high-level language. With just a few lines you can build a cracker, a dictionary attack, and the only thing you need to build a simple dictionary is the open command, and inside it you put the file name and in which mode you want to open it, if you want to open in reading mode or writing mode, etc. And I'm gonna do a Unix password cracker demo, and I'm gonna explain zip file password cracker, but it's the same thing, just the only thing that changes is the library. Cracking hashed passwords. So when you store passwords, you have to store them in a hashed way, because if you store in plain text and the attacker finds the plain text, then it's very easy for him to find the password. But if you hash it, then he has to crack it. If he cracks, then he is in. If he doesn't crack, then you are lucky. So the crypt module does hashing. It crypts with the crypt function, and in order for this crypt function to work, is that it needs two values, the password and the salt. Salt is 2 characters, so we're gonna build it with a crack function and a main function. So let me open a terminal. So I defined the shebang line, and excuse me for before, but I was not okay. Now I'm okay. after adding the shebang line, we have to import the create module. So import it. After importing the create module, we have to define a function. And inside this crack everybody function, I have to put a parameter, and I'm gonna name it password, because this is the, when this function runs, I put a value on it and it cracks it. So, and as I mentioned before, the password, when it's hashed with this script function, it has a celt which is two characters, so we have to get that celt, and we're gonna use indexing, slicing. So celt equals to password. After getting the celt, we have to open the dictionary file, the word list. So I'm gonna name it dictionary. We use the open method. Here I specify the file name, which I have to create and put it in the same folder with my script. I open it in reading mode. So now I do a for loop just to read this dictionary. And I strip the new line from each word, because we don't need that. After we read each word from the dictionary with for loop, we test it if it is the same with the crypted password. But before we do that, we have to crypt our word. So.
Can you make the terminal a bit larger, because people in the back want to be able to read?
Okay. Do you read now? Okay. Now we have to crypt each word in the dictionary with a crypt function. Crypted word. And we do an if statement just to see if it is the same with the password. If it is the same, we print password found. And I do an else statement, print not found. Now I have to build the main function that's gonna run this function inside. and I have to open the password file which stores the passwords, the hashed ones. So, in reading mode again. So but before I have to strip the new line. So So I need some hashed password, so I have to open Python interactive mode, import the crypt function, and I have to crypt something now, so password. And I need a celt, so I make it and I'm gonna store it in the password list. Now I save it. Oh, okay. Thank you. Now I need a dictionary file, so and I'm gonna put some random names. Yes. So it works. So cracking zip files is the same thing, is the same way, but you need the zip file module to open zip files, and zip file module has a method called extract all, which extracts the zip file, but it needs a password. So what you have to do is just try a lot of passwords here, and you can get those passwords from the dictionary file. So it's the same thing. Time is money. This means that you have to find a way to try multiple passwords at the same time, not just one password at the same time like I did with the cracking program. So you have to use the threading module, and it's a very good module for doing multiple things at the same time, and it can save you a lot of time, so you can do another thing at that time. Nmap and Python. Nmap is a security scanner tool. It is used to identify hosts in the network. It is used for operating system detection, and but Nmap is not programmed in Python. It is programmed in Lua, but we have a library for that, which is called python-nmap. And the question is, why using python-nmap when we have nmap? Because nmap has a lot of flags that sometimes you cannot remember them. And Python offers you the chance to build your own scripts and just run the script, and it does the whole thing for you. So you don't remember any flag. You don't have to. Download and install Nmap module. I will just show you in a second how to use it. I will do a demo, a simple one, but it's useful. So Python Nmap comes in two versions, for Python 2.x and 3.x. You can find it at xael.org, normal Python, Python Nmap. Installation is very easy, just uncompress, run python setup.py, and it's installed. The Nmap module offers you a class called port scanner class, which has a scan function that does the whole thing for you. This scan takes two values, the target and the port. The port can be a single one or a range. So let me show to you. So, of course, before you have to install Nmap, I have done it, so. And you do just import Nmap, one single line. After that, you can use the port scanner function. So I'm going to do a simple scan here. And assign it to a variable. So I use Nmap and the port scanner class. And Now we can use functions inside port scanner, and I'm going to use the scan function, which will going to do the whole thing. And we need a target, my local host, and the port. I'm going to use 53. We have to wait a few seconds. And it gives you a big dictionary. And now we have to extract information about this port, if it is open, filtered, or closed, or whatever. So I'm going to use this variable here again. And I'm going to, since this is a dictionary, I'm going to extract information from it. I need the target. I need the kind of connection is a TCP connection. I need, of course, the port, which is 53. And I need the state. And it says it's open. We can build a script for this just to automate all of this process. And if you want the nmap command for this, you can do just nmap and that command line. And it will give you all the commands and the flags. So that's all for nmap. And now we move to Sqlmap. What is Sqlmap? Sqlmap is an open source penetration testing tool which is used for SQL injection detection and database takeover. Just download, unpack, run. It's in pure Python. Some basic commands for it are python sqlmap.py, just specify the URL, then --dbs, you get the databases. After you get the databases, you go to tables, columns. After that, you can extract information just with --dump, so it's very easy just to do some basic things with that. But how does Sqlmap passes the web application firewalls? Businesses have invested a lot in web application firewalls because they think that this thing will protect them from bad guys, but I think they are wrong because they forget the fact that they should look into the real threat. They go away from the real threat. The real threat is the vulnerability in their application, not the web application firewall. But Sqlmap has found it a way just to fool the web application firewalls, and it uses tamper scripts. For example, you have tamper script like hashes, space to hashes. Sorry, no hashes space to hashes. And this script converts all the spaces into hashes. So this way it fools the firewall and passes through it. Sqlmap injection is included in Backtrack. It's a very well-known tool into penetration testing area, and I use it, so I suggest you to use it. Sqlmap does user enumeration. It dumps all the data from the database, and after you get the hashes of the password, you can use the Sqlmap cracker. It offers dictionary attack and brute force attack, which you can use to crack these hashes. So that's all for my presentation. I know my English was a bit, because I was not feeling very good. I'm a bit more good right now, but not very good, so I want to thank you for coming here.
Are there any questions? Do I have a question? Do you believe that as human beings we're just this human flesh of ours, or are we more than that?
I think we are more than that.
What would you say we are?
I think we are spirits.
Yes!
That's what I think.
Hi, thanks for a really good talk. Just a quick question. Could you recommend any servers that are set up as like honey nets that you can actually practice on cracking and that kind of thing?
What? Can you repeat the
Oh,
question?
sorry. Do you have any servers that you know of that are set up as practice servers like HoneyNet or that kind of thing, where it's, you know, kind of a good place to start practicing on?
No, I don't use that.
Okay. Thanks.
Sound or I can't.
I used Sqlmap in the past, and it's really amazing, I think. But what does python-nmap would do more than Sqlmap can do already?
Not much.
Who you, Mike?
What?
Just this.
Ah, okay.
Otherwise people want to hear.
Any more questions? Oh.
I'm just interested in what you use this stuff for. So, are you trying to crack people's password and then, I don't know, take profit from that? Or more like from a service side for companies, for security?
No, I'm just... I do this for fun, no any profit. Just computer geek. Just for that. But this is a beginner talk, that's why I introduced so basic tools, because this is basic, it's not advanced things.
Hey, you said Sqlmap has like a command that just goes Sqlmap databases, and then you give it a server. And that just, what, that magically lists all the databases that are running on that server?
What?
It's a question, like, does that actually happen? Is it just you type in Sqlmap databases server, and then it just magically finds out all the databases running on that server? How does it work?
I don't know how does it work.
Magic, okay. And then you can it's just one command?
I didn't program the tool, I used it.
Yeah, no, I know. So, and is it just one command to try all of the possible SQL injection attacks against that server?
No.
Okay, several. Oh, cool.
Anybody else? Okay, so thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
It was a good talk, we just need to relax a bit.